So to make the local function valid or to be used, I have to make these local variables global. So for that there is one thing which is like, okay, not this thing, which is global, GOVAL. Yeah, so global will be done by y1, sorry, global will make our variables be able to be used by other functions. So this command will make our y1 and y2 global so that other functions can use it. Okay, so control S, let's see what happens, and run. Yeah. So if I press it, yeah, my rectangle starts to move, which is what I wanted to make, which is our objective. But the thing is, there is some extra line we are seeing, these things, right? So what is this? Actually, the rectangle is here being created again and again, but it is not being deleted. Means our canvas is was having earlier only one rectangle, but when we run the button, means when we press the button, it ran the function and it created again one more object of the same configuration, which was the another rectangle. So as many numbers we pressed the down button, it created those many rectangles, and the coordinates were just little bit shifted. So these are extra objects created by the down button. So how to overcome this problem? This is one thing which we have to understand. So one thing is to overcome this problem is that we delete these extra or the older rectangles. So how to delete those older rectangles is that one thing is that we can use some clean function, we can use some clear function to clean the canvas, but in Python, what is that command which clears the canvas? We have to find. Okay, so let's some hit and try we are going to use. Let's take the delete. Yeah, let's take the clear function. Okay, so canvas is written by SCNE, yeah, dot clear. If there is any command, okay, there is clear command, but it is showing some clipboard clear, option clear, select clear, and selection clear. So I think any of them is not able. Okay, this is for canvas, so we can see select clear self, which is what we can use for the canvas clearing. But the thing is, this is not going to work for us, because for canvas clearing, whatever the object were there is some other command which is delete. You can see this thing, here it is only delete self argument. So what is this command going to do? Let's see, delete, yeah, and do this. Now in the bracket I'm going to write the name of that object which we wanted to delete. That is the RECT, rectangle, because we wanted to make the older rectangle. So first of all we have to clean the canvas, and then we have to make another rectangle at the different coordinate, right? So let's save it and let's run it again. Okay, so this is going to make, okay, this is not working because I am working with hit and try method, so that I can learn more and more. I mean, it's a technique by which we learn any programming very quickly. So the rectangle name is not working here. So what else can work here? Let's say whatever the object was there, those all objects should be deleted. So let's write all. Okay, let's save and control shift plus 10. So again it is running, and let's press the button. What happened? Oh yes, it is working. So whatever the older rectangles were there are deleted in the canvas, and then a new rectangle is created, and then it appears like this rectangle is moving from top to bottom, top to down, right? So this is what we wanted to make, but still our three operations are still remaining. Okay, let's do that. Means first of all we have to copy this scene, yeah, delete command, and then we have to copy this global command, and then we have to copy this rectangle command, and after that we have to give this command to the buttons also, right? So let's do that. Okay, command equal to, this is up, so we'll be using up. Okay, right. Okay, done. Command equal to, this is our right, so we'll make right function. Okay, and this is command equal to left, we'll be using left function in the command. So as we all know that button needs to do some operation, and that operation is done by the command work, and this command is going to use some function. That function is being defined here. These four functions is what the buttons are going to do, going to use, right? So first one we have already designed. We have already designed all other threes. Means we have to do other threes, so we have to write other threes. So first of all we have to clear the canvas, right? Clear, then delete, and all. Okay, and after that make the variables global, which is y1 comma y2. Okay, one thing is that one testing is there, that earlier I thought that this thing is not was like this something. Okay, means I edited this thing plus equal, and earlier it was something like this, right? And y1 was y1 plus 5. So I changed this kind of syntax to this, but does it work, or means did I have any need, any necessary for changing this kind of syntax? I want to means figure out this thing, whether this syntax was correct or not. Okay, so to do that, this kind of experiment I am going to do. Let's leave this syntax as it is, and let's make the rectangle rect equal to scene dot create rectangle, yep, and x1 comma y1 comma x2 comma y2, and then fill. Because okay, one more thing is there, if my rectangle moves to the upside, I wanted to change the color also. Means earlier we were just changing the red rectangle. I want to make some change that if it moves upwards, it changes its color also. So for that we will just use the fill command, that's it, nothing else we have to do. And earlier it was red, I will make it green. Okay, that's a Control S, and then press F10. Let's see what is happening. Okay, if I press down, it is moving down, but when press up, what happens? Okay, it is working. Means my experiment of this syntax as well as this syntax is correct. Means in Python this is also valid, this is also valid, so there is nothing wrong in this syntax and this syntax. Okay, so I can leave other functions as it is for the calculation. Okay, now we have to move ahead for rest remaining two functions. Okay, so this one will be scene, okay, dot delete, okay, all, and make the functions global x1 comma x2, then rect means creating rectangle after the global variables, scene dot create rectangle, yeah, and x1 comma y1 1 comma x2 comma y2 comma fill. This time I want to make my rectangle to be yellow if it moves to right side. Okay, so use fill command equal to yellow. Okay, so for the next function, let's make it scene SCE. Okay, then delete all, and then make the variables global, which is x1 x2, yeah, and then create rectangle, rect equal to scene, yeah, dot create rectangle x1 comma y1 x2 y2, and this time I want to make my rectangle, okay, red, green, blue is remaining. Okay, Control S. Let's check whether this much code is working or not. So right now, what is this? What we have done till now? We have created our window, and we have given some dimension to that window so that it whenever it pops up, it will be having some default size, and later we can change that. We created some variables which were having some default value earlier, and after that we made buttons, so that okay, after that we made one canvas and one buttons, sorry, 4 buttons, and we packed in the sense we placed them at some position in the canvas or in the window, sorry, and after that we made a rectangle in the canvas, right, so that whatever the object we wanted to move, we could see that. Now what happens whenever we press the button, we wanted to do some operation, so that whenever the button is pressed, some function will run and some operation will be done on the rectangle. So for that we made 4 functions, and each of 4 will be were assigned to the buttons by the command function. Okay, now let's check whether this code is working correct or not, and running. There's something is happening, but yeah. Okay, let's close all these functions here which were extra, which are running, and run it again. Control S and Control F10. Yeah, so this is running code, and I want it to move. Yeah, alright, good. So all 4 buttons are working properly, which is what we wanted to do in the beginning, which our objective was. But let's make one more thing, that in the center we make one extra button which make the rectangle, because initially the rectangle is at the top left corner at 0 coordinates, but we want to make directly to the center. So For that, let's make one button which is in this, which will be in the center, and that will create the rectangle in the center. Okay, let's do that. This is just kind of a kind of test. Okay, so for that we'll be needing one more button. Control D. Oh, sorry. Yeah. If it is a button, and let's make this text center. Background will be green. Command will be something different. Let's make it center. Although there is no function, such function, but we'll define it later. Another purpose. Sorry, not purpose. Yep. 50 will be X, and Y will change to 350, 380, 320, 320. Now it will be in the center. Let's run it. We'll see some, yeah, okay, this command is not able to be recognized, so we'll see it later, and we'll define our function, which is center. DEF, yeah, center. Yeah, so for this, the same thing which is here, we'll copy that and paste it. Now if the rectangle is sent to this center, what the color I wanted to make, okay, let's leave the color for the later purpose. What the coordinates will be defining them. So our canvas was having some size, which is, where is that canvas? Yeah, let's see it, 300 by 300, right? So we'll be making this half of, means we'll be sending the y1 and y2 and x1 and x2 half of the canvas's height and width. So okay, I think there is some calculation needed. X1 and x2 will not be so easy to send them center, to send the rectangle at the center. First of all, we have to find the rectangle's total height and width, which is 50. So we have to maintain this 50 and the x1, x2, y1 and y2. So let's make the x1 first, which will be, okay, x1 will be equal to, at the center will be 300 by 2, which will be 150, and x2 will be equal to a difference of 50 will be 200. Now y1 will be 150 and y2 will be at the difference of 50, which is 200. Okay, Control S, and now the rectangle will directly come to the center of our canvas, right? So we'll use this function in the center button, which is here. Now just save it and run. Okay, some problem is there. Center, background green, color, and what is that? Okay, one button is overlapping to each other. No issue. What are the differences? X is 0 to 100 and 100 and 100, 300. Okay, 150. Yeah, we want to make our button at the center, which is this position. This is the x of this is the x which our button will be having, the center button, but the y will be this will be of this button, right? So we'll use the up buttons X and left buttons Y. Okay, so up buttons X, which is this, is 50, and left buttons Y, which is 350. Let's take this 350, Control S and Control 10. So our center button is ready. Earlier what was happening, I wrote the Y coordinate of this button wrong, which was 320. Yeah, so this was overlapping with this. So up button was and up button and center button were at the same height. So this is correct now, and when I press this center button, the coordinate, okay, my rectangle moves directly to somewhere in the center. I don't have to move, I don't have to press down, up, left button again and again. Okay, so very basic example and very basic operation of very basic kind of application of Python coding I have done. I have told you how to do that, and this is how we learn any kind of programming language. If we want to learn C, Java, okay, Python is which we are learning today, we are discussing today. Any programming language which we want to discuss, we have to from the first day we have to go to apply that somewhere, so that whatever the difficulties we face, we can troubleshoot them. And because in the industry we don't have much time to learn any kind of thing, any skill, so they need a person who can learn something within 1 or 2 weeks. And if we are able to do that, if we are able to do if you are able to learn any coding skill within 1 or 2 weeks, then they will be happy to hire you. Okay, this is what I should not have mentioned. I just have to tell about this thing. So this is very good skill, means this is very good technique to learn any kind of coding. Today I just understood, I just explained one kind of objective to understand, but we can understand all other basics also. We don't have to understand all the if loop condition, if loop, while condition, while loop, all these things, very basic thing of all the programming languages. You don't have to go through all these things, right? We just have to apply, and whenever we need these very basic things, we apply there also. So means then only we'll apply them. Otherwise, don't even waste your work, waste your time on the basics again and again. Just apply from the first day and learn. Okay, thank you.